So it will be like unique content because it's the first interview for like peer-to-peer blog. I was not expecting to be filmed today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why.
But it's completely fine. So.
Okay.
Willkommen zum letzten Interview aus der Robocash-Reihe und ihr habt es gerade schon am Anfang gehört. Das Ganze ist stellenweise ziemlich lustig gewesen und wir sprechen heute mit Robocash-Gründer Sergey, den man ansonsten nicht in Interviews oder vor der Kamera sieht. Daher war ich froh, ihn mal interviewen zu dürfen. Ich habe das Ganze auch so ziemlich ungekürzt hochgeladen und ich bin ziemlich gespannt auf eure Kommentare dazu. Ansonsten, wenn ihr mehr über den Besuch hören oder lesen wollt, dann schaut einfach auf dem Blog vorbei in der Kategorie P2P Lifestyle. Dort findet ihr alle meine längeren Plattformbesuche bis jetzt und natürlich auch den letzten von Robocash. Und ansonsten wünsche ich euch viel Spaß dabei.
We are here now with Sergey. It was hard to catch him, but now finally in Moscow we did it. Sergey, would you please introduce yourself for the community? I think a lot of people don't know who you are, really.
Okay, with pleasure. Hello, my name is Sergey Sidov. I'm CEO and founder of Robocash Group, and we operate across 8 markets. We are profitable since inception, and we are going to make $300 million of revenue and hopefully 45 million of net profit this year.
Okay, so the most important information, the profit.
Yeah, it's the key.
It's the key.
For the business for sure, because I don't really believe in startups who is losing money, like burning cash and still raising money from investors.
That's an interesting opinion, because I would say this is the usual way for most of the P2P platforms, but not for Robocash.
In a way, it's our backbone, the focus on profit, because I built the company from scratch on my own money, never raised any equity on a holding level. That's why when you invest your own money, you cannot afford to lose it, obviously, and you don't have a chance to go somewhere, raise money, and give it another try. So it's just a one shot.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the beginning. Why you started this loan business, or why are you in the loan business?
For me, it was no-brainer, because I'm in the business. I'm doing business since 16 years old. So I've done like maybe 10 enterprises in different sectors, but it was all small ones. And when I started Robocash, it actually was my second lending company. The first one I started in 2010. It's called Finterra. It's in Siberia. You've been in the building.
I was in the office.
Yeah. So it's the building owned by this company, and the Zaymer renting part of it. But Zaymer will move to their own building later on. So I started in 2010 in Kemerovo with 6 branches. I was like moving the furniture, hiring all the people, managing stuff, bringing money in, out. So I was doing everything. It was completely flat structure,
Okay.
Just the people who serve clients and myself. And now this company operates in 200 cities. We have around 800 employees. And it's profitable since inception as well. So in 2013, when I found out that actually the world is changing and it's shifting to digital economy, and I realized that it would be great to ride the wave, and to be part of it. That's why I started in 2013. Actually, I founded the company, but the first loan was issued in 2014. So technically, it's 7.5 years old company.
I heard a funny story about you, that you lost your first loan you issued and you collected it by yourself. So how did you manage it? What was the collection method?
It was a very funny experience. We were building the software since I think July 2013, so it was quite a long time. And in January it was still not yet ready. You know, as sometimes happens, you know, it's actually the poor management from my side, because I was never managing, you know, the team. So I was bringing new ideas and not letting people finish the old ones, and it's like it was never-ending process of developing something. Then we realized that we need just to start, and we started in January. It was not really smooth and automated process, so it was in the beginning. You need human interaction, and I was the only one who actually can do it, because I knew how to do it in offline, and online is pretty similar. You just don't meet the person in person. And I received a call from the lady who applied for a loan. Then I did some underwriting, very simple one, and I realized that we can grant 4,000 rubles, if I'm not mistaken. I transferred money using Contact. It's kind of Western Union-like payment system, so money transfer system. And she defaulted. It was a big upset for me, and I called her and I asked her, like, what is the reason behind. She said that her salary got delayed and she will pay back in a few weeks. I chased her, and but it was hard, because, you know, like my team was growing. Then I passed her to debt collection team, and I checked in 1 year, and she was still in default.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you paid back in the end, or?
I don't think so. I was not following after since, because, you know, it's a business based on big numbers. So it's statistic-based business. You know it. You know good. So it's you cannot really spend too much time on each case, because there is a cost of collection, and
of course, yeah.
And then it's just economic model. Yeah, something you need to lose. But I believe we sued her in court, and eventually we need to check. I will get back to you.
That would be interesting. what happened with this loan? So going back to the beginning, so you built up different lending businesses. What is your vision for the Robocash Group?
When I was starting my first lending business, Finterra, I was thinking that it should be number one, at least in the region. So it was always the ambition to be number one. For Robocash, the same. I never like, the goal was always to become number one. So it wasn't like, it was obvious that we need to be number one, because no reasons why we can't.
Okay, yeah. So this is the vision. But
pretty simple.
And why you changed from Finterra to Robocash, to the Robocash Group? Because Finterra it doesn't belong to the Robocash Group, right?
No, it doesn't. It belongs to myself for the half, and
so it's more or less a competitor from the Robocash Group or from Zaymer.
Yeah, like, first of all, I started the software company to build a fintech product. I was looking to build kind of Shopify, but in Russia at this point in time. And I built a team. We started the process. It was actually 2012 when I started this business. And in the middle of 2013, I realized that there is a big trend of going offline to online in my business, in core business and lending. And I shifted the whole team. So it was, I believe, natural process. That's one. The second, I really believe that, it's better to have a very specific focus when you do business. And with online business, it's all about the data, about the software. So you need to be very focused on that. And offline is about retail, about workforce management. It's a little bit different mindset. That's why I created another entity.
But right now, I heard you are the #1 in Russia.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so where do you want to be also the #1? Because you reached your vision or your goal already, right, for the company?
Yeah, but we are a niche player, so we are #1 in. We are a big fish in small pool, you know. Pout, you know.
Yeah.
Pout.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So for us now, right now, the ambition is to go to bigger markets, to still be in the lending, but go to upper segments like consumer lending, more conventional lending, installment loans and credit cards. That's where we want to compete. And this is much bigger business. And you know, if we will be lucky enough to become among top 10 players, we will be 10 times bigger company than we are right now.
Okay.
But we will be dreaming to become the first. We'll see how it goes. And actually, we're #1 in Russia. We're #1 in Kazakhstan. We recently got research from PKP. It's a first credit bureau in Kazakhstan. And the request was very specific. We asked among our peers who is the biggest, where we are standing in terms of loans disbursed per quarter. And it turned out that for the first and second quarter of this year, we're #1. Yeah, so this is very good. And
impressive, yeah.
Yeah, the data itself is very accurate because every company submits information to credit bureau, so it's mandatory. It's they're obliged by law, so it's pretty accurate. Yeah, and that's this significant achievement, and all of that is just because we have brilliant team. That's really great to work with such people. You've seen.
Of course, yeah. I realized it also. Yeah, you have a great team, of course.
Yeah, amazing. I like the people, really amazing. Sometimes I just feel myself why I'm so lucky to work with such great people. Really, that's.
But let's come to the Robocash Investment Platform. What was your initial thought for the investment platform itself? Because as a loan originator, you could also go to some marketplace like Mintos and sell your loans there, while you build up your own platform.
Very straightforward. From my point of view, the relationship with the investor or with the customer is the most important relation. So you really need to build it and not to be just a part of someone else's relationship management, you know. So in the Mintos is the one who actually manage all the relations with the investors, and the companies, they're just, you know, just vehicles which provide the source, like the business for investors through Mintos, and they don't have any relationship with investors. And for myself, I really believe that investor platform can be bigger business. So right now we are doing the peer-to-peer portfolio, and maybe later on, who knows what can come out of that, because the Robocash is sizable already, like as a lender, but we are going to grow maybe 5, maybe 10 times in the coming years, and the investor base will grow significantly as well. I believe we could have at least 100,000 investors in.
I think also.
Yeah, in 5 years. But it should be done at the same time. So you can't have 100,000 investors when you have no loans to invest. It doesn't make sense. No one will come. So it should go hand in hand. And you know, when you have such a big investor base and such big business, I believe you can offer different products. Maybe we can offer some transactional products. Maybe we can offer more, you know, tailored investment products to investors. But it's very interesting, you know, not to just to be a part of someone else's business, but to, you know, to build a business which is meaningful and for people, for real customers.
from the investor's perspective, it's easy to invest in Mintos because you can you need just one login and you can spread your investment over the whole world. But otherwise you need different logins for different platforms. So that's the reason why people like Mintos. But of course, there are some problems in the last year, especially in the COVID crisis. They lost a lot of loan originators, and yeah, it was not the best, I think.
Yeah, that's very true. And I don't want to comment about the Mintos strategy platform. They are doing really a great job, so like nothing to say about it.
Okay, that is like it is. So you started this investment platform also in Riga, like Mintos, but you changed afterwards to Croatia. Why did you do this?
It's just simple formal reasons. We were in the working group when this regulation framework was introduced, like the first drafts. And we realized, our chief legal officer, Yanis Bagdasarovs, maybe you met him on some conferences.
Maybe.
In Riga, yeah. He's a great guy, really brilliant. And when we discussed with him that what is the upcoming regulation, we realized that with this regulation it will be, first of all, quite expensive, and second, it was not really reflecting the way how we want to serve clients. It's just we just really thought that it would be easier and straightforward to go elsewhere. As simple as that. At the same time, I believe that regulation is a must.
Of course, yeah.
But it should be done, with business and customer interest balanced. It's not just regulation, like just to have it, but it needs to be meaningful. You need to be regulated wisely. That's what we are waiting. Actually, maybe the other countries will introduce something more suitable for our model. We'll see, but when we will see an opportunity to go to maybe regulated, or maybe Croatia will introduce something, then we will be, of course, regulated.
In the last week or the week before, your competitor Peerberry realized the same, and they changed also now to Croatia, or they will change. And the other platforms, we have some wave of regulation in the Baltics right now, and I think in Mintos, for example, 80 people worked on it to be a regulated entity. And they have to
imagine
change a lot.
How much money they have spent. So that's
really crazy.
Yeah, but but maybe it makes sense at their scale. They have big investor base. For us, it's a real burden. That's why we really want to keep light and see maybe it's obvious why regulators doing that, because there were scams, and all of that. It's needed, but it needs to be done in a maybe different way. Maybe they need to hear more business. Maybe they just to prevent scam. It's actually quite straightforward. It's not that big thing. You just need to put minimum capital requirements quite high, so like no scammers will be able to afford it, and there need to be a real business, a substance in what you're doing. So it's pretty simple checks, and like all the regulators, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's not that complicated. It's just it just don't need to be that much complicated to run it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I think if you open a company in Estonia, it costs, I don't know, 2.5K you have to pay it in the first 5 years, I think. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite cheap. So, but we have now some regulated platforms in the Baltics, and I think some investors will prefer to invest in a regulated entity than in an unregulated. So, and Robocash will be unregulated still. But what is now the USP from Robocash? Why they should invest in an unregulated Russian company instead of a regulated Baltic company?
First of all, we are international company, and it's
yeah, okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
we have big presence in Russia, and Russia is a big chunk of our business, but still we are international. And right now, Russia is only 60% of the business, and Russia is growing, but the Asia and Kazakhstan is growing at a faster pace. So I believe they will catch up next year, and 23 maybe it will be even the other way around. So it will be 60-40 in favor.
But let's say your roots are in Russia.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. Yeah, well, the reason like an USP of Robocash, you can see it on website. Invest and share success of profitable group. So that's what we believe in. That investors can see our financials. You have seen the full audited financials, and you can maybe say that like it's nothing is like hidden under carpet. We just don't want to, as I said before, to give insights to our competitors. That's why we are limiting information as much as we can, but giving enough transparency to investors and enough comfort. And what I really believe in that, when you diversify your investment, you need not just to spread it across all the companies or all the portfolios on Mintos or whatsoever. You need to be very picky. You need to understand what the business is doing, like what is the fundamentals of the business, what is the debt to equity, how much they earn, what are the margins, are they having enough buffer in case of regulation or in case of COVID or whatsoever. And when you understand that, it's good to diversify, but you need to just pick some companies to diversify, not just giving everyone a piece of your money. That's the thing.
Otherwise, it's a diversification, right?
Yeah, but it's better than myself. I'm just saying the point that a regulation will not protect you against the default of the lender.
No,
actually.
Definitely not.
Yeah. And when you invest in strong company, it's always better than you invest in weak company. And you just need to understand which company is strong and weak and invest in strong company. And regulation, it feels safer maybe, but at the same time, to be honest, it doesn't change much from my point of view. For us, regulation is important, not because like the perception is better, but at the same time for us it will ease the day-to-day life, because the bank accounts you could open easier, the less questions from regulators in the countries when you send the money. So that's the reason for us.
Coming back to this audited reports, yes, I saw them.
Okay.
But I think there are not that much information in it competitors could use against you. So I think you can open it also for the public, because other companies did the same. So you can, for example, take a look at the full reports from Mintos also.
No, Mintos, we are not really interested to look at it because they are not in lending business.
Yeah, but no, just as an example. So other companies are also very open with their audited reports, and you can take a look in the full reports, but you cannot do this as an investor on Robocash right now.
Yeah, but we are very sensitive, about the data we are sharing with the public. It's just it will change, of course, because we are looking at different opportunities to become public company. And once you become public, you will be opening everything, and even more than that, of course. But I'm very maybe it's a personal thing. I'm slowly accepting the fact that we are becoming more and more open, more and more transparent, because it's just my bit personal thing.
So you would you don't like it to be that transparent with everything, so you try to
No. What I'm saying is when you are sharing information, and the investor is fine, but when the competitor is looking at it, and the more data you are giving, the more kind of food for their thoughts they are getting. So and inside it's not happening just just because you read like we earn money like that. That's our hidden souls. It's not like that. They are accumulating information about the company from one source, from another source, from the third source, and then something clicks.
Okay.
Yeah, and they can come up to a conclusion what they need to change in their business to become more successful. That's what I don't want to do.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
From the competitor side, can you say who are the three most important competitors for you from the P2P lending side?
We actually we are competing with other platforms for investors, of course. But our core business and where we make money is lending business. And
but there are also some platforms. They have, for example, a business now in the Philippines or in Russia for Twino, for example.
Yeah,
Peerberry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For myself, the biggest competitors from lending space is Aventus Group, Peerberry, and IDF. That's really great and good teams. We are pleased to compete with them.
Okay, yeah, good to know. So what would you say, what was the biggest mistake in your business so far in the Robocash Group?
Yeah, that was a good question. I was thinking about it, not the whole day, but for some period of time. To be honest, I don't, if I would go in 2015 or 2016, I would not launch Spain. I would rather go to Asia straight. Because Spain is a good business, but it's a little bit of distraction, and yeah, it is. GDPR, all of that, it always take time to comply, and we're always compliant, but having this piece of business outside is making us a little bit defocused from our core business in CIS and in Asia. That's maybe a mistake.
But now you have the chance, a good chance in Spain, because you lost two competitors in Spain with Bondora and Buyer Invest. I think Buyer Invest stopped origination there, and Bondora also because of COVID-19. But you continued, so maybe this is also an opportunity for you in Spain.
Hopefully, no. Because Spain is a good market. It's the second biggest market in Europe. It's quite good, sizable.
Maybe you can comment on this Spain case in particular, because as I said, other platforms stopped origination there. But as I learned today, you made also some profit during COVID. What was the difference in your business then compared to others? So why others stopped and you scaled up your business there in the same time?
As I said, we're always focus on profit, and for us, Spain is a place where we actually, testing and learning from the market. So when the COVID comes, we try to do more extensions, to understand, because in Spain was one of the first countries who was hidden by COVID.
Yeah.
And for us, it was really important to understand their customer behavior and the economic impact by COVID. And we've done a lot of work to remain profitable, and we were listening to customers, to what they want, what is comfortable for them, and good enough that Spanish government was very proactive and they supported people. They were giving money. That really helped to improve situation. Yeah, but as I said, Spain is tricky because it's big, but at the same time there are some challenges. It's quite competitive. The customer acquisition cost is high. Yeah, well, but it's good to compete on such an interesting market.
Of course. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Then you have some loan originators on the platform. It's called RC Riga.
Yeah.
And investors always think that the loans are coming from Latvia, but they are from Singapore. And
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
there's the second one, right? From Kazakhstan, RC Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
So why you put this name RC Riga? Because it's somehow misleading, I would say.
It's just a name. So RC, it's like Robocash. It's
of course.
It's obvious. But Riga, because when we have incorporated this company, we were in Latvia, technically. It's just a name. So it's a vehicle we use to finance. That's
okay.
It. Yes.
Okay.
That's just a name. We can rename it if
maybe in the future, but I think it's not necessary. So talking about a little bit about the risk. So as you said, you have a great team and they're really convincing about the profit and so on, about the company. But of course, every investment comes with a risk also on Robocash. For us investors. What would you say, what are the three main risks for us in investing in Robocash?
Yeah, I would say like three. Everyone loves this number, right?
Oh, we can also say two.
I would say the biggest risk is one, is default of the group.
Yeah,
because everything else is covered. So borrower's default is covered by the group. Even the default of the lender covered by the group. So it comes to the group sustainability and ability credit worthiness. We most of my money, it's my main asset, the Robocash Group. That's why for myself it's quite challenging to speak about default of my biggest asset. But believe me, I'm trying not to make it happen.
So you're 100% in Robocash, or do you?
No. I am a little bit diversified by nature because before starting my lending business, I was investing in real estate. Mm-hmm. So I was buying properties and then renovating it and leasing it and selling it. So it's quite simple business. It was never really big. I'm still doing something right now, but it's not even comparable to Robocash. Mm. Yeah, so if, like percent-wise, I believe 95 I think percent of, maybe 95% of my net worth is Robocash Group.
Okay.
That's why, speaking about business, we are trying to be on a safe side and keep our net debt to equity ratio below 1. Because obviously we are in lending business, and if you do leverage, you increase your return on equity and all of that. But for myself, it's better to not, lose money rather than making too much of the profit. So I'm a little bit risk averse when it comes to, losing capital. Mm. So that's what we cannot afford. And as you can see from financials, we are always profitable as a group, and the equity is always growing. So that's what we really believe in. That's fundamentals that we are standing on.
Mm. You say the political risk, for example, here in Russia is also a problem, because I think the opinion from European investors are really bad about Russia and the government and so on. And I think some of them are afraid that something happens with the government, that they say, okay, you are not allowed to issue loans anymore or something like this. And,
in any case, always, the regulator in any country, it doesn't mean that Russia is something specific. A regulator in Spain can come tomorrow and say you cannot issue loans anymore.
Yeah, of course, but Russia is the biggest part right now of the Robocash Group, and if something happened in Russia, the whole group will be affected.
Yeah, but I believe the perception of Russia is driven by media.
Yes,
and
of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and there are no independent media in the world. You know, you obviously know, but maybe bloggers is a little bit different one, but still. So they all have their own agenda. That's why I don't really recommend to rely on just one side and always look at the different opinions on the same matter. Economically and business-wise, I can tell that even if something like that will happen in any country, first of all, it's just one country. Even Russia, 60%. Okay, we can cut down the costs and we can survive. And that's one. Second, the amount that we will recover from portfolio will be enough to cover all the debt, and there will be still money to be taken out, because there is such thing, and that's very, very important thing to consider for investor when you invest in lending company. What is the net asset value of the company? So when you are taking all the assets and you are excluding the obligations, the net asset value is the very important one. So what will belong to shareholders when they will pay off all the debts? Mm-hmm. And if it's less than zero, it means that in case of situation that you have described, there will be no money left for shareholders, and not all the creditors will be paid off as well. Mm. So in our case, as you saw in financials, we have net asset value. So yes. Net asset value of the group should be by year end, hopefully around 75 million at least.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So I mean, we can stop business now, we can recover the whole portfolio, we can pay all the debt, and there will be still 70 million left. So from this point of view, I don't really think that the political risk is important one. And again, you saw how the life in Russia goes, and you can see, like in Moscow, you can walk in Moscow, it's pretty safe here. Mm. It's still the game, you know, that I'm just a businessman, but I don't really, I left my country. I really love Russia, and I think that this misperception is not a great thing. Yeah.
That's also the reason why you built up your company in Kemerovo, right? This is your hometown, and most of the people are working from your home. That's quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great town as well. Kemerovo, Novosibirsk, I like these cities, and Moscow. Actually, I feel myself at home in each and every city where we have office. I really enjoy.
But I think overall, problems with Russia would be very bad for every P2P investor, because a lot of companies are here. Twino is here, Peerberry is here, the Mintos Group, and so on. So it would be really, really bad.
Important thing actually to mention, we are not listing Russian loans on our platform at all.
Not yet, no. But you did it before, right?
It was a very, very small portion, and for very small period of time. It was like less than 500,000 total or 1 million total. Mm. It was nothing. Like it was back in 2018 or 19.
In the beginning.
But it was just because, you know, we were running out of loans and people wanted more. And it was not because we need some money in Russia, because Russia is profitable, cash flow positive, and to be honest, it's not wise to finance, to take foreign currency exchange risk. For us, as we can borrow in Russian rubles, it's better to have both assets and liabilities in the same currency. That's why we are not using peer-to-peer as an instrument to fund our Russian business.
But you do this with the Philippines, right?
Yeah, we do. But if you can look at Philippine peso is not that volatile as Russian ruble. Yeah. It's quite okay.
But would it be an option for you for the future to list again the Russian loans on the investment platform?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We have quite diversified funding base here in Russia. We have retail investors because our license, actually there are, I believe, 2,000 microfinance companies, microcredit companies in Russia, and only 37 of them have license that allows them to take money from public. So, and we are one of these companies. So we have some retail investors. The average ticket is around 17,000 euro. And we have bonds, public traded bonds, and we have credit lines in Russian banks, which we are not using at all. But you know, it's good to have it in case if we will see the big opportunity, and we can just chase it.
Yeah.
Full throttle.
But that's interesting to understand for the investors also, that you have another Robocash investment platform for Zaymer in Russia. So
no, it's not platform. No, it's not platform.
But it's Russian can invest there in rubles, right?
Russian can, but it's more like deposit. You are not investing it like a platform. So it's done online, in a sense that you can go to the website, you can create your
account,
and in this account you can you know, exchange all the data. But the experience is very much different, and it's basically like bank deposit. You're just sending money and looking at the statements.
And you can also just invest in commercial loans, as I heard, right? So not in the consumer loans on the Zaymer platform, investment platform?
No, it's not an investment platform. It's just, imagine like you are logging into your bank account, and you can choose deposit, you can send money in, and there will be the money on your deposit.
Okay.
Your term deposit.
But behind there are loans, right?
But it's loans on the balance sheet of the same company, of the same entity. So it's like the bank. So you put on the passive side, and then you put it on the active side.
Okay.
And there are no limitations for us how to use this money. So we can issue loans, we can spend it to, I don't know, to buy some equipment. It's not limited.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but in case of peer-to-peer, it's different. So you invest in loans, and then it goes to loans again. So.
Okay, I thought it's different, but then now I understood. Okay.
No, it's like you can look at the website. It's quite straightforward.
It looks a little bit similar to also the investment platform, so that's why I thought, okay.
It is. Why? Because you know, you need to sell the opportunity to investors. So it's like a selling, and then we are trying to get the contact data and get the account for the investor.
Okay, so let's talk about P2P in general. What would you say about the future of P2P? How will it go in the next 5 years, especially in terms of interest rate? Because we see now in Europe a decrease, I think a very high decrease compared to the last years. And some people think about, okay, is it still worse to invest in P2P lending, or is it better to invest in the stock market because the risk is less for them maybe? What would you say? How will it go in the next years?
I would say you need to compare this kind of investment not with a stock market, but with fixed income instruments like bonds, deposits.
Then it's still better, yeah.
Yeah, it's still better. Well, from my point of view, European peer-to-peer is on rise. Obviously, it's growing, and it's growing. The reason of growth is the lending market itself is growing. So all the lending shifts from sorry guys, all the lending shifts from conventional like sources for borrowers like banks to more alternative lenders who can actually do tailor-made products for customers, which banks normally don't. So as these companies are really limited in their source of funding, they're naturally trying to find a way how to fund their business, and their offering on the platform is growing. At the same time, investors see that there is a demand, and the investors' base are growing as well. So it's like a self-reinforcing cycle.
Yeah. And coming back to the future of P2P lending, what do you think? What will happen? Just your opinion about the development. If you have an opinion to this.
Yeah, I can. Obviously, I can.
You cannot forecast anything.
Yeah, but it's quite hard to think. But I believe that the interest rates should go down on a long enough timeline if the monetary policy will keep as it is right now. Because the companies will become more mature and they will be able to raise money in bonds, or maybe they will acquire another types of licenses to get money from public trade. Yeah, so long term, and the competition itself is becoming tighter and tighter in the markets. That's why the concentration in this business will be more and more significant. For instance, in Russia, there were around 7,000 companies when we started this business. Now it's only 2,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and I believe like top 10 concentrate maybe 60% of the business. Yeah. So it's very much concentrated. And same will go everywhere. And we are, as the business, decreasing constantly our funding cost. It's natural.
What would you say right now? What is a fair interest rate right now on the market?
Oh, it's very hard to say. It's very hard to say. Like I believe we're paying a little bit more than fair, but.
Mean that the fair value or the fair interest would be at 9% maybe right now?
Yeah, maybe 9. 9 actually, yeah, 9. Yeah, I believe 9 to 10. That should be a sweet spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there are some platforms also, some newer ones, they pay still 15 because of course they want to attract some new investors, but afterwards they go also down.
Yeah, that's marketing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's come at the end to some personal questions. Yeah, it seems you're really busy. And
no, as we discussed, I'm not. It's just a coincidence why I cannot be in camera, because we pre-arranged the time and I should be in camera, but I had a few meetings that I cannot postpone or delay, and I just went to Moscow, and then.
But you are going back and forth to some cities with a plane, and so you're I would say you're busy.
I believe you are busier than myself.
Maybe. But how looks a normal day for you? I mean, you're leading a company with over 1,000 employees. What are you doing the whole day?
Yeah, maybe it sounds scary, but actually, with great team, it doesn't feel like you're really managing a big group of people. Just spending time with your friends. Actually, it feels like that. Just discussing interesting topics about the business, and it's always very exciting when you are seeing like the numbers are growing and everything is good. But it's not like that all the time. But like most of the time, you are trying to solve some issues. But when you see the result, it actually pays for all the not that good experience that you experienced before, all the stress and all of that. My day, it's very simple. So I'm working in the morning. I'm just looking for very simple key metrics of the business, what happened in the previous day, what is happening now for some countries, like live metrics. Then doing some, like answering messages in Skype, Telegram, or like our chats, emails. Then I'm doing a little bit of sports. In camera we have a gym. You saw the gym?
Yeah, I saw the gym. Yeah,
it's really nice one.
Nearly the whole floor was the gym.
Yeah, because when we were building this building, we were thinking, what do we really need, cafe or the gym? We decided gym should be better.
It's really cool. Yeah, really impressive. Never saw it before in another company. So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. So it's great. After gym, you can actually recharge your battery, and you can do another set of hours of work. Yeah, mostly the second part of day, mostly like calls and some meetings. Yeah, it's more like that.
You talked about this live metrics. That means you can see at any time how the different countries
yeah, of course.
Are performing.
Of course, but this business is more about data.
Yeah.
It's more about numbers.
But how actual are the data? Is this on a daily basis, or do you can see if a new loan is issued, you see it directly, or?
We have two types of like metrics. Some of them are live, meaning that it's actually live, so you can see what's happening right now. And but most of metrics they are just for previous day. So it's good enough, I would say.
Yeah, of course.
And not all the metrics you are even looking on daily basis. Some you're looking at weekly, some on monthly.
Still impressive to have all this overview, and
yeah, it's amazing.
I could imagine that this is a fun each morning to take a look at it.
It is, and but it's fun only when it meets your expectations. You know?
Yeah.
When it doesn't, it's awful.
Of course. So let's come maybe to one last question. If you are 80 years old and to look back on your career on Robocash, what would you like to see how Robocash developed, and maybe you are still in a company with 80, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that this 7 years that I spent in the company, I can do at least 5 times. 7 years at least.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I would like if Robocash will be among leaders in the fintech space, in maybe not, hopefully not just lending, not just alternative lending. The vision is really to be useful to many customers and in many situations. Hopefully that we can retain customers for decades with products that fits their needs right now. That would be great.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge, and we are doing it in Philippines already. So we launched new products, some of them showing good unit economics already, and we are scaling. It's not that easy as always, but it's very interesting.
What is it for a new product you talked about?
We launched BNPL, buy now pay later. UnaPay. We launched salary loans, and we launched cash loans, so-called installment loans. In the Philippines, they are more like about conventional lending, the longer terms, bigger tickets, lower interest rate as well. There are some challenges, obviously, but the market is much bigger. Yeah.
A lot of other companies also are now focused on the Philippines and starting their business there. Via Invest, for example, they started, or they will start, I think, this week. With their loan business also in the Philippines.
We're welcoming the competitors, but actually we are now number. It depends how you look at it. Maybe Tala is the big enough as well, but we are among top 2 players. Maybe the good thing about Russia and Kazakhstan, there are official data, so you can really see where you are. In Philippines, it's a bit less transparent in terms of there is no credit bureau like which you really need to submit data to, and no official rankings. But we are looking from different metrics, and it seems like in some months we are number 1, and some months they are. So it's like, but it's great that people are looking at Philippines, because You know, I really believe that the alternative lending right now at the stage when you are making the pie bigger, when more companies enter to the market, because they are educating the people how to use the service. You know, they are using different marketing to address the product to people. Yeah, so it's good. It's good that people are going there.
Yeah, I will talk to Nikita, I think, tomorrow or the day after, so he will explain more about this.
Yeah,
business,
he is an amazing guy. He's amazing guy.
I think so.
Yeah, you will like him.
Okay, so we are at the end. I think it's already 11 p.m. nearly.
11 p.m. Okay.
Not yet,
Yeah,
but
almost. For you, it's 28 hours a day.
Oh yeah, it was a long day, so
You should be exhausted.
let's stop this interview here, and
Okay.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Thanks,
Thanks, Sergey.
Thank you. My pleasure.